Well, Borada, good morning, everyone. We've got the recording going now. So welcome to our online worship today. There's a merry band of us on Zoom, and we know some of you will be watching later on YouTube. So however you're joining us, it's good to have you with us. And it's good as ever to see a couple of people gathered with others as we Zoom away. Before we dive into this morning's worship and, before we continue worshiping, because I think we've already been worshiping as we catch up and hear how each other are and send greetings across oceans. But before we get into this morning's service, we'll take a moment now just to take a deep breath, to still our hectic minds. You can exhale that breath whenever you want to, and be aware that wherever we are and whoever we're with, God is with us. So let's just be still for a moment. Be still and know that in the beginning, God was. When all human striving has ceased, God will be. Here in this moment, God is. From everlasting to everlasting, God is God. God is love, and God is with us today. Amen. So, as we begin this service, then we have a whole slew of notices. As ever, I encourage everyone to read the newsletter. If you're someone who joins online later or watches us on YouTube, go to the website. If you don't get the newsletter and the sermon each week, let us know. Look at this service here. I've got a coffee being brought in for me.
Sorry about that, I didn't.
Oh, it's wonderful. Coffee and biscuits from a new friend, Ken, who some of us might be meeting. I don't know. Are you joining us tomorrow night for the Madagascar meeting, Ken?
Yes, we are, yes.
Fabulous, fabulous. So some of you will meet Ken and his wife Anne a bit more tomorrow. Anyway, more on that in a minute.
Send my apologies. I'll put the TV off as well.
Oh, bless you. They can't see it.
Okay.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay.
So today's the final day for nomination forms for elders at St David's Uniting to be sent in. So if you haven't done those, you can still get those in. And if you haven't done them, but you're joining the walkers in the morning and you pop them in, then I'm sure we'll allow that. So have a think and a pray and nominate. As I was saying, tomorrow night, for those who are interested in remembering the link that Wales has with Madagascar, that tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock on this very link, we're going to have a talk with Miara and Rebecca and with Ken and with others about a possible trip to Madagascar next summer to kind of reinforce the link between the two countries and explore that further. So if you're interested, join the link at 7 tomorrow night. And then this week, okay, so Wednesday, 2 o'clock, both churches have their guilds. The Ladies Guild at Castle Square will be celebrating the Jubilee with food and fellowship. And at St David's, in a change to the intended schedule, the Guild, ladies and otherwise, will be having a light-hearted film and a cuppa. So that's 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, the worship group, the singing group, are meeting again. And as Marcia put in the newsletter, they have well supported us throughout the pandemic with their wonderful singing. But if anyone would like to join them, whether you're experts or simply an enthusiast, at 6:30 at Gelliwasti Road tomorrow, Wednesday night, you can join them and we'll record some hymns which will be used in future worship. And then just thinking to next Sunday, if you're not already exhausted, we have a whole host of activities. For those of you that won't be donning Union flags top to toe, and I know Bethan's got plans to, in the morning, 10:45 a.m. at Gelliwasti Road, Ray will be leading our Pride and Pentecost service. It's the beginning of Pride Month, and we're welcoming some special guests who have heard about St David's Uniting as an inclusive church. So Ray will be leading the morning worship. At 2 o'clock at Castle Square, we have our afternoon Jubilee themed service, and then an afternoon tea. And then 5 till 7 at Gelliwasti Road, we have our games evening for Christian Aid. So if you can come, or if you want to come to any of those, please do. And we will be back in time for the Britain's Got Talent final. So don't worry, Marilyn. I know you're invested. She's a big fan of the choir act, I'm guessing. Right. Jane is not on Zoom, nor Margaret. Otherwise, I would be wishing them happy birthday because it's their birthday today. But there are a whole host of other birthday celebrations. So do please look at your newsletter. And alongside the notices that I've summarized there are ones about church members who are celebrating other things coming up or who are encountering some difficulties in their life at the moment, people who we want to hold in our prayers, maybe connect with, contact. So please do have a look at that. There's also notices about events that our various parent or sibling denominations are doing, from the United Reformed Church's Big Day Out to the Baptist Union's Prayer and Picnic Day, and for those who want to desperately come to a Presbyterian Church in Wales meeting, speak to Linda. Her face tells you how exciting those can be. So it's a reminder, though, that we are all interconnected with our sisters and brothers in different denominations and contexts and countries, he says, as he looks at George out in the Cayman Islands early this morning. And 4 times a year, alongside our normal Zoom services, which are all live and which they're more interactive and participatory, 4 times a year on 5th Sundays, we join in a recorded worship with sisters and brothers across the National Synod of Wales from the United Reformed Church. So that's what we're going to do today. Today, the Synod support team, including the moderator, who some of you will know, are going to be leading our worship. And so as some of us, some, not all, prepare for Jubilee celebrations this week, the Synod team are going to lead the service as they prepare for a whole other Jubilee celebration. So we're going to join them now. There will be the normal chat at the end, but for now, I look to Bethan to start the worship video, and we'll worship alongside sisters and brothers across Wales.